All right, we rolling. This is Freedom Phil live from the Survival Pod, and just out here in the wasteland, just living. I want to talk about something that I think needs to happen in this world. It definitely won't happen because people lose their jobs. You know, the people who make crappy apps, they need to streamline things. Like, I'm not going to name the company I was dealing with because I actually like their service, but just their app is fucking horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Like, they're like, well, go to the main website, blah blah blah, and this. And the first thing that I had to deal with, and maybe it's the company, maybe it's my email, whatever. I don't know why, but I was effectively, I'd have them send me an email, and then the email will never show up. And I would much rather deal with email than an app any day of the week. And you know why? Because email systems are generally pretty streamlined and simple. They send you the email with a quick link to send you over, or a link via text or whatever. And then you click into it. It sends you directly to the page they need you to fill out and do whatever. Bada bing, bada boom, it's done. You know the problem with the apps? You know, and this should be really simple. Well, you just set up a password and you do this. And frankly, if, you know, like for instance, I'm not going to name it. Let's say one of those things you only do twice a year. You pay them all at once. And if you could do it once a year or once every 4 years, like your license, you would do that. But no, every 6 months, you got to do this. So you go on their app, and their app is not like another payment platform or change or update your information. Now, I get it. You're trying to save how many cents? And this, actually, I'm not the first to point this out. Aaron Clary's talked about it a number of times, how they're basically pushing the cost of the employee onto the customer. And don't get me wrong, in some cases, like when I'm at a grocery store and I can just do self-checking, I'd much rather do self-checking because I've had people double scan things before. Like they look at you like you're a stupid rube, and they basically they double scan a pair of shoes like you're not going to notice it. You know, and I get it. You work at Walmart and you hate your fucking job. That's not my problem, not my fault. So I'd much rather do my scanning myself because, frankly, I don't trust people. You know? So little things like that, I don't mind doing some of the work myself. I don't even mind using programs that work. The problem is all these fucking apps or payment processors, they all got their own way of doing it. Like, say you have one state to pay your property taxes. You got a piece of land in that state, you know, a place to park an RV, and you go to pay your property taxes. Well, each state or fucking county, to be honest, every county or even sometimes subcommittee in a county, they each have their own, what do you call it? They each have their own little way of doing it, where they're like, oh, well, you see, here we use, you know, this blah, 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 blah system. So you have to have somebody on the phone describing how exactly you do this. Oh, well, so you go to this link and you go up to the corner here and blah, blah. How much time are we really saving with that? And all because each area has to have their own programmer or their own app, and you have to make this password. You have to have a little black book. You got to have a little black book full of fucking, you know, people, locations, and shit. Does that make anybody's life better? Now, the people it does make the life better for, if we're being honest about it, well, it's better for the big corporations. Because the big corporations, their attitude is, what do we care if you waste your time? All we care about is not paying an employee. But like I said, when I talk to an employee, and I'm like, okay, can you send that over email? And then the email for some reason doesn't come through. I don't know if that was Google's issue or whatever. So I just made another email account just for one company I deal with. Now, once you got a good email and they can just send it through email, you click it. Oh, okay, then it sends you directly to the page they need. You sign whatever you need to do, or you receive a copy of whatever. Shit works then. And that is far simpler than, oh, we've got our app, and the next person's got their app, or this government agency's got this payment processor. You need to pay your taxes in this state or that state. It's just the endless speed bumps of life. That's what pisses me off. Like, for instance, let me tell you another story recently. I have a piece of property up north, and they sprayed it for weeds. Now, I don't even ever remember telling them to do this, They've been doing it for years, so I always paid it when I went into the local courthouse, which it turns out I end up finding out you could do it there as well. Even though when I talked to the people in the courthouse, they gave me this fucking bullshit like, oh, you can't pay for it in the courthouse anymore. So I went out to the place out there on the edge of town where they've got their sheds out where the old mill used to be. And I went to pay them on a Friday afternoon. Guess what? They're closed on Fridays. So then I call them up and I'm like, well, how do I pay you? Well, you can use this online thing. And I went to the online thing and I went to where I put in my invoice number. And it basically, it was pending for $35. And then after that, down the road, I noticed that the $35 never came out of my account. So I called them back up and asked them if they got paid. Turns out they had not got paid. So at this point, I get a second notice that was sent to my other box up north and then forwarded down here. And I just mailed it out a week ago. Now, I don't know, snail mail, has the check arrived? Have they received the check? Why does everything have to be so fucking complicated? And I don't know, it seems to me, when it's something uncomfortable, that it's something not sexy and they want you to spend your money on, they make it easy. And let me give you another example. Motorcycles are kind of hot and sexy. So the hot, sexy motorcycle has things in front of it, like you got to get a special license to ride this. You got to wear this helmet. You got to do all this shit. And sure, you should wear a helmet. You know, it's crazies on the road. But you know what I always found amazing? I don't know if it's still the same, but for how many years, some old fart who drives an Escalade cannot back up their Escalade. And as a trucker, I'm telling you, I've seen this a million times. People that cannot back up their Escalade drive and can't back up their bus size, their Greyhound sized RV. And if you told that old guy with his Greyhound size RV, the Provost or whatever, what are we talking, $250,000 to $500,000, that, sir, you're going to have to go out and get a special light. You got air brakes on that motherfucking thing. It's as long as a 53-foot trailer. You should have to have a CDL. You should have to have a bus license to drive this. So you need for a two-wheeled little motorcycle, you need a special license because they want to tax you because it's sexy. They put barricades in the way of something that you want to buy. But if you told that old person, hey, you're going to have to go out and pass equivalent to a school bus or a bus driver's license, none of these old people would ever buy those big ass RVs. They'd be like, fuck you, I'll just get a timeshare. Oh, timeshares are bad. Yeah, but not as bad as getting that CDL. You get my point? When they want you to spend money in this damn country, they streamline it and make it really easy for you to piss away your money on stupid amounts of shit. But when it's something that you actually want to buy, oh yeah, then they make it a pain in the ass. And the payment processors and all of it. When they're trying to get your money, it's easy. When you have to pay them, it's fucking hard. And that's why part of the reason when it comes to the whole live in a house, own a house, deal with normal society, I don't want to deal with it. I'd rather be in my van in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'd rather be living either in a semi-truck or my van. I don't want to deal with a house. I don't want to deal with water bills. I don't want to deal with insurance any more than I have to. I just want to pay this county, you know, whatever they need for like a dirt, like out here. Take a look at this shit out here. I want a rat ass piece of land like this. Dry, desolate. Maybe build myself a little underground house there just for shits and giggles, but just a raw piece of land. And I bring in my water. I got my own ways of dealing with, like, you know, all the you know, the black water and all that shit. Composting toilet. Just like up in the Northwest, same thing. Same thing. I don't want to have any more complications in my goddamn life than I deal with right now. And you know the simple reason why? Because life doesn't get any better. The more technicalized, like, I love the internet. I love airwave TV. I love the video games. But I can't fucking stand, and I'm telling you, I can't stand the way that in order to save 2 cents, a handful of pennies on a worker, when I first started doing online insurance, for instance, I could just call them up And I'd say, hey, can you just email me that? Okay, here's the email. And they'd email me. And I'd get it and I'd do whatever I needed to do. I'd sign this, do that, and blah, blah, blah. In minutes, we were done. Now, if there's stupid apps, I have to go there. Okay, so I create a password, I create a name, I create a password, got a little black book of like numbers and shit. The reason I have the black book, because frankly, I'm going to have to do this over. I only got to do this once a year. It's not like paying the electric bill once a month. But you know what? Even that, I got to tell you something about that up north. That electric bill, they're smart enough. They take their envelope, and your envelope, you open it a certain way, but then the envelope it was sent in is the envelope you send it back in. They want your money, so they make it easy. You got to pay for the stamp, but you get your bill, you open it this certain way where you pull that tab, and then you can take the same damn envelope. It's designed to be that way. You put the check in there and the paperwork for it. It's already got everything written out perfectly because they want your money. They make it convenient. And it just pisses me off to no end that society is now to save however many pennies, or let's just say a few workers, that everybody has to be taxed. Like, what do you mean taxed? I mean, the time that you have to spend figuring out their stupid app, setting up passwords, and then their stupid app doesn't work. Same thing with the damn websites for pay this online, this, that. How much time, because all the websites are different, do you have to spend with people, actual manpower? Okay, so how do you do this? And once you've done it a few times, maybe you can remember it next year. It's not like something you do every day, so fuck it. Wouldn't be surprised how most people forget it because they're like, I got other things going on in my life. But yeah, just when it comes to payment processors, like if it's government, all state government payment processing is the same. All federal government the same. That way, once you know one, you could do them all. You just got to put in like an invoice number, put this in, bada bing, bada boom. You look at review it. Okay, that's this. Boom, paid. Nope. Just so fucking some nerd can get his dick touched, everything has to be more inconvenient. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm tired of stupid apps. I'm tired of payment processes that don't work. If they really wanted your money, if they were fighting to get your dollar, they'd make it easy. But because they know you have to pay them, they fucking make it hard. And they fire their own employees and try to farm it off to either India or some app that doesn't work. Said my piece. Peace. Take it easy. Later. Freedom Phil out. Like and subscribe.